That would really be good.
He did come, my husband. The spirits did not die.
Suzanne, yes, they have come. Just as Mumbo, Colonel Vincent, and the spirits predicted. I saw the ships off the harbor, carried by the great Navy of France. Thousands who had come. I could feel my lips murmur, "We shall perish, for it seems that all of France has come to overcome us." Thousands of French soldiers sent by Napoleon, led by his strongest general, Emmanuel Leclerc, his own brother-in-law. You know me. Suzanne, you know me. Until the moment I saw all of those ships off the harbor, I had clung to the belief that what was morally right would prevail. I had hoped that Napoleon would recognize the brave fight of the French people for freedom and liberty for everyone. But that was not to be. That was not to be. That was not to be. Indeed, he has sent his armies to put we black rebels down. He has instructed Leclerc to rip the epaulets from the shoulders of every black general. He has, no doubt, I am sure, instructed Leclerc to re-establish slavery in San Domingo once again. Slavery.
I'm afraid it's all right to be afraid. It is only human to be afraid.
My darling, I am human, but I am not afraid. I am not afraid. I must resist. I must resist. I don't care if they send all of the soldiers in the world. They will not take back from us the taste of freedom, a freedom that we so richly deserve. Our freedom, I will resist. That is why I have come to finally learn that we must destroy or be destroyed. I've sent a letter to Desalegn. I've ordered him to make sure that the soil that we bathe with our sacred sweat does not provide an ounce of sustenance to our enemies. I have ordered Desalegn to tear up the roads with shot and blast. I have ordered him to take the dead corpses of the men, the dead corpses of the horses, and throw them in the fountains. I've ordered him to burn, to annihilate everything, so that those who come to put us back in slavery, they will have before their eyes a hell. That's what they deserve, a hell.
I know you're fearless. You've always been fearless, but I'm so afraid for you. Mumbo says that it is your destiny to be captured.
Mumbo and you and I both know that my destiny is to lead our people in this fight for freedom. That is my destiny. Now, day comes that I am taken, then they shall have only cut down the tree of liberty and freedom. Its roots have grown deep and strong, and the tree of liberty and freedom shall rise again. That is why I must do what I must do. If I am taken, then our destiny is still freedom, but our people will be free one day. Suzanne, I must go now. I gotta go. But you stay here. Our soldiers will see that you are safe. And don't worry. Don't worry, my dear. Don't worry. We shall fight now harder than we have ever fought before. Ka-ara. Ka-ara. There is hope. We shall win.
I'm still so afraid, my husband. Mambo's predictions had come true, at least the first of them. Spirits had not lied. I could not help but think about the rest of her predictions. I mean, would your generals and all of our people listen to your new orders to destroy in order not to be destroyed? Would we be captured and put in chains?
Madam.
Destiny, what is it? My husband, is he all right?
Yes, ma'am. The commander is safe and well. Forgive me, I didn't mean to frighten.
I'm sorry, my general, I understand my heart is always in my throat. I'm so worried for my husband's safety.
Yes, ma'am.
I worry for the safety of us all.
Yes, ma'am. Please have a seat. Now, the commander is well. He has ordered me to stop by and check on you on my way to give orders to General Christophe.
And you have seen him since Napoleon's army has come.
Yes, ma'am.
And I assume you received his letter. The letter in which he told you must destroy everything in order not to be destroyed.
No, madam. I didn't receive a letter with those orders. But when I heard that Port Republican was taking, the fire in my belly was lit. And with the torch I got Yolanda before the French, and I burned it to the ground. I went to my home in St. Mark, and with my own hands I set fire to my new palace.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Would I not? And I ordered my soldiers to do the same to the whole town. I killed every white that came into my hands, and I stacked their corpse around the sun for the French to see my wrath. That is what he said he told me to do in this letter that he says he sent. But I didn't need his instructions. I'm just thankful that now we are thinking alike.
I'm happy that you are thinking alike, my general. But the other generals must know too, that they must fight to win this battle by any means necessary.
Yes, ma'am.
Else our freedom is lost. My husband shared with me that General Christophe nearly surrendered his city, Le Cap, to the clerk.
Yes.
Because he thought my husband would not approve of him destroying the city rather than letting the French occupy it. He said he found out what was happening and he got there as soon as he could. He said he even hid in a side room and listened while Christophe argued with the clerk and answered his threats with counter threats. He said he didn't leave until the clerk had left, until he was sure that Christophe knew what he had to do.
Yes, ma'am. I know all about what happened. You know, the next day, General Christophe ordered his people to evacuate the town. A good thing because the clerk decided to come on in anyway. But as soon as the first of his men stepped foot on shore, General Christophe ordered his people to burn the whole town. And all the people ran to the hills. Now, the clerk still used Le Cap as his headquarters. But that property, madam, I mean, that property that was worth 100 million francs was nothing but ash.
Think what a victory that would have been for the clerk if he had captured Le Cap intact.
Yes.
But the people too, my general, the people too have to know what they are to do. Are they to go against these white landowners that my husband has ordered them to go back and work for? I mean, they know what he did to Marseille for doing the same thing. Besides, the clerk is telling the people that it is not the intention of the Republic to reinstate slavery. And he's also telling them that my husband has gone too far, declaring himself supreme ruler. And with all the restrictions that my husband has imposed on the people for their own good, they're apt to believe the clerk.
Madame, now, the commander is showing people by his actions where we stand now. I mean, I know that he is too modest to tell you how he fought at the ravine at Gaillard. Now, he defeated Leclerc's great general Rochambeau, even though that devil declares the victory. The victory was the commander's. I mean, he had only 600 men and few auxiliaries and led them to the attack. You know, they say Rochambeau is still running. They say before the battle, he gave his men a speech with the fury. They say, rival mine. He said, you are going to fight against men who have neither faith, law, nor religion. But they promise you liberty. They intend your servitude. But why have so many ships traverse the oceans, if not again to throw you into chains? But he said in effect that for 10 years we have made a land of slavery into a beautiful land of liberty. We could not let the foe snatch this out of our hands. You know, that speech is part of why they fought so ferociously. I mean, they saw him and they heard him calling them into battle. The commander understands now that. He understands now that we must sacrifice most of what we have built with our labor and our blood and sweat to maintain the freedom that we have tasted. I am just thankful that he is in that place now.
Well, we must pray that he remains in that place, my general. You know, I know him better than anyone else. And I know that deep in his heart, he still believes that the Republic will do right. And I believe that Napoleon sees that weakness. And I believe that Napoleon believes that that weakness will lead to his undoing. You know perhaps about this plot that Napoleon has tried to implement using our sons?
Yes, ma'am, I have heard. You know, he is as clever and unscrupulous as they say. Personally, I think he's a dog in one of these emperor's clothing. A real force to be reckoned with.
I don't think he thinks he's an emperor already. And I don't think he thinks he's a dog. I think he thinks he's a two-legged fox. Then you know about that plot. He has sent my sons finally, Isaac and Jessie, back from their studies. But he sent them accompanied by a tutor who presented a letter to my husband from Napoleon, guaranteeing freedom for all slaves, and asking my husband if he would assist Leclerc in ruling the colony. Anybody with any sense could sense the threat in that letter if my husband refused.
You know, madame, I would have shot that bastard messenger of evil on the spot.
Once, my general, I agree with your violent nature. I would have shot him too. But instead, my husband sent a letter to Leclerc, offering or proposing a mutual ceasefire. We knew that Leclerc would refuse, but he gave him the option. So Leclerc wrote back saying that if he would only come and discuss it, all would be well. That he would make him first lieutenant. But if he did not, in 4 days answer Leclerc, he would be declared an outlaw.
Now they say your sons pleaded with the commander to see Leclerc, madame.
Yes. But he told them they had to make a decision. He said, he told them that he would love them no matter what they decided, but that he had a duty for his people. Jessie said he wanted to fight for his father, so my husband gave him a battalion of his soldiers and sent him into battle. Isaac said he wanted to go back to France, but I made him stay. So the plot failed. But Leclerc and Napoleon are not through. They will not stop until they have gotten my husband. They feel they have to get him to cut the heart out of the resistance.
Yes, but none of that is about to happen, madame. I mean, the commander is talking to the people, and once again, they are listening. Because the true heart of resistance is in them. Now, Leclerc's first attempts to totally destroy us have failed completely. The bastard cannot deal with how we fight. Thousands of his men are in hospitals, are dead, but our forces are still intact. And the commander outsmarts Leclerc at every turn. just as we are about to do now.
How so?
Well, the commander thinks that Leclerc is determined to attack us while our forces are strong at Varennes. So I'll be taking orders from the commander to General Christophe to head back towards Varennes to keep our forces there strong and ready. Madame, the commander is planning to stop Leclerc. Well, it's the most daring in the war so far. It's a new offense.
Can you share with me the plan, Quentin?
Well, the commander is planning to head north. Taking his most faithful soldiers with him, he plans to raise and organize the black laborers and add them to his army. Meanwhile, he plans to threaten to cut off Leclerc's long line of communication with Le Cap. The commander knows that the French will be headed south towards Varennes. They will have to pass near the fort at Quentin. So the commander has ordered me to distract them by bringing them into a battle at Quentin. And stop them, madame, we will. Those bastards have yet to see the hell's fire their forces will meet if they try to attack Quentin. They will see firsthand what it is like to fight against those who will not be defeated.
General, I only just pray for the safety of you and all the others.
I pray too, madame. You know, some may think that I don't, but I do. But I pray for strength. Strength to do unto them as they do unto us. Kill without mercy. But I pray to Bondi. The commander has forbidden the practice of voodoo. But he cannot deny that the practice of voodoo is the religion of our ancestors. And it is upon their spirits that will help us ride to victory.
My general, there is only one God. The Catholic God and the God of voodoo are one and the same. And he is on the side of right, and that's our side. So he will watch over you. So go, my general, and be blessed.
Madam.
He was truly blessed. And he was truly brave. I never tired my husband of listening to Mambo tell how bravely he fought and led the battle at Quentin.
Ah, yes. Jessie took charge of the battle of Quentin with a fire and zeal that raged more fiercely than the whole French army. His men say he distracted the French who were coming to attack our forces at Varennes. They say he led them on a false chase toward the fortress. And when he reached the ditch surrounding the fortress, they say he jumped in and ordered his men to do the same. And then they made it safely inside the fortress to join the forces already there. That left the chasing French wide open to gunfire coming from the fort. And Jessie and his men were ready for it.
Fire! Fire! Fire me! Fire! That's one of the bastards who escaped. You see, they're taking the bait, idiots. You see, they retreat. Just for now, those bastards will be back. Well done, comrades. Well done. Take courage, brothers. Take courage. For you have killed more than 400 of the French bastards, and I saw 2 of their generals fall. Just see their bodies spread out before you. Call us ignorant black wretches if they will. Yeah, but they've seen how we can fight. Besides, the advantage is ours. We got God and the weather on our side, have we not? Courage, brothers. Take courage. These people will not remain long in San Domingo. If they escape our bullets, the rain and the heat will get them. Yes, they will do well at first, but soon, going to fall ill and die like flies. Courage, brothers. Take courage. These are the few pass to our numbers once we all unite and fight. But we will beat them and harass them and burn their houses and retire to the mountains. If I surrender to them 100 times, I'll fool them 100 times. These French are few compared to our numbers, and they will leave. And I will make you independent. Do you hear? Independent! Not just free, independent! No more France! No more France! That is Now we must hold this fort to the end. See with me this torch and this gunpowder. When the French step their foot in here, I'll blow everything. And you must be willing to do the same, because we are not afraid to die. There is no life without freedom. This fort must be held at all costs. Oh, new gunfire, come from the outpost. Attention, Seattle from the outpost, retreat to the fort, to the walls, to the walls. They jump into the ditch, cover them. The stupid French are gonna chase them like they chased us. You see, and they think we are stupid. Come on, man. Fire! Mow down those French bastards! Drive them back! Fire! Fire! Halt! The retreat! Men for liberty! After them! Those bastards will not find safety and retreat this time. You to do the back wall, down to the front, throw those plates on the kitchen, follow those cowards. The rest of you, fire! And hold fast, and we'll be back. A couple minutes I leave down the side wall. I must get help from our neighbors nearby. We need more men. But you must promise me, you must never surrender. You must hold this fort and fight! Fight!
And oh, how they fought! They were singing the Ka-a-ra! Ka-a-ra! Some women were in the fort too. That made me proud. They were fighting just as fiercely as the men. The French army had never seen anything like how our people fought. We raised a red flag to each of the four corners of the fortress as a sign we would not surrender. Outside, Toussaint and his laboring recruits were wearing down the French soldiers and murdering every white in sight. But still, the French wouldn't be outdone. They killed hundreds of black prisoners at a time. They advanced on the fort and surrounded it with 12,000 soldiers. But still, the blacks in the countryside, led by Toussaint, and the blacks in the fortress, inspired by his word, fought on without fear, singing the Ka-a-ra, Ka-a-ra. There is hope! There is hope! Ka-a-ra! Ka-a-ra! There is hope!
Oh, my husband, you said that our men fought so valiantly and that the French soldiers, the ordinary ones, wondered who was right. And that streak of doubt was a fatal weapon in our favor. The battle at Quentin will forever be etched in the memory of those of us who fought for freedom. And it will be forever etched in the memory of our oppressors. Not ready for that decision you made so soon after that great battle, my husband. But what you didn't confide in me. I had not seen you for weeks, and as usual, I was worried. You had me and the family taken to the mountains to a place of safety. But I had no idea where you were, my husband. Tell Destiny, I'm so glad to see you safe and in one piece. All over San Domingo, you are the hero of Quentin.
I'm just blessed to be a man in time is not yet come. My men were outnumbered at Quentin. I ordered them to evacuate. I sent orders to the commander, but in the end I could not wait. I've decided that to save 700 lives was more important than to hold the fort at Quentin.
Well, that was a wise decision, my general. I know my husband agreed, did he not?
He did, madam. We did not stop Leclerc, but we slowed him down. We may have lost the fort at Quentin, but Leclerc has lost 2,000 men, and he has not yet had this easy victory. But together with the fact, from February to March, 17,000 French troops have landed, 5,000 are dead, and 5,000 are in the hospital, and the rainy season has arrived.
You know, my general, I am on pins and needles to ask my next question. Where is my husband, and how is he?
The commander is well, madam. He has sent me to arrange for you to go back to your plantation, and he will soon come to be with you and your family.
Is that safe? I mean, and what do you mean he'll soon be with us?
Madam, please have a seat. Allow me to explain. Madam, The commander has agreed to submit to Leclerc, to lay down arms and retire to your plantation.
Are you saying that my husband has surrendered?
No, madam.
I don't believe that.
No, madam. Madam, no. We are not surrendering. Please have a seat. Now, you have heard me use the word submit, madam. Like I said, we are not surrendering. Now, the commander has agreed to submit to Leclerc, to lay down arms and retire to your plantation, with the condition that all of his generals retain their commands. Meanwhile, secretly, he has given Leclerc time to surrender.
Well, I know Leclerc's forces are in bad shape, and Leclerc himself is nearly half dead, but he will never surrender. Napoleon will not allow it.
Yes, madam. The commander thinks that Leclerc will beg Napoleon to allow him to surrender in order to keep his forces from totally getting wiped out. Leclerc is scared half to death of thousands of blacks who are encouraged by the persuasion of the commander. I mean, they are swarming out from the countryside to join with us and fight in ways that only we know how. I mean, you know, madam, appearing and disappearing so suddenly, jumping huge stones on the French as they pass below, rolling huge stones down the mountain to crush their bodies, blockading the path with thorny bushes. Even the mulattoes are ready to come on our side and fight. Now that they have seen that the French will not find favor in them either. But despite of all these desertions, there still remain 5 or 6 leaders and generals like myself who will remain loyal to Toussaint Lodge. We are ready to fight these French to the death, and so am I. Toussaint. Madame Toussaint still feels that we could win all of San Domingo without destroying all of it. I mean, like we said when we spoke before, deep down he still feels that France will do right.
My husband has not changed, but Napoleon has not changed either. He will never give in to a black man.
Yes. The commander thinks that Napoleon will soon come to see that we ex-slaves, who he so despised, are determined to not go back into bondage, and that we are indeed defeating the great General Leclerc. So the commander has written a letter to Napoleon, pledging his allegiance to France, but asking for another general to take command of the colony, one who would seek to not reinstate slavery.
Well, he knows Napoleon has ordered Leclerc to do just that.
Yes, but the commander believes that Napoleon will accept his declaration of allegiance to the Republic, and use that as an excuse to withdraw what's left of Leclerc's forces, rather than face the humiliation of inevitable defeats by we ex-slaves. The commander felt that perhaps his only mistake was that he did not share his strategy with General Christophe, who you may not have known has gone over and joined Leclerc with his army.
I did not know. I mean, did he do that before or after he had learned that my husband had submitted?
That rascal went before. He explained, believe it or not. He felt that the commander was indirectly responsible for him joining Leclerc's army.
Well, how could that be?
General Leclerc asked to speak with Christophe. So the commander gave him orders to go and see what Leclerc had to say. So Leclerc tried to get Christophe to seize the commander, but he rejected it and told the commander about it. Then later on, Leclerc asked to speak with Christophe once again. He assured him that if only he would join his army, that he would retain all of his generals in their commands.
And that was enough for him to desert our cause?
Seems that way, madame. You know, I'm not surprised. He has often said that he did not feel that he should fight for a cause that he did not think that we could win. Besides, Christophe likes comfort. He has often said that he is tired of living in the woods like a bandit. Well, I just hope that General Leclerc give him a lifestyle that suits his needs.
I'm sorry to hear about General Christophe. He was a fine general. My husband trusted him.
Yes, madam.
I wonder how you feel about all of this, my general. You are a warrior to the core. How does all this diplomatic strategy sit with you?
I am loyal to the commander, madam. I am his most faithful general. But I don't agree with his strategy. Although I have agreed to go along with this submit. Because I knew that if I would not have agreed, that would not change the commander's plan. And I could not be out there fighting against it. Like I said, madam, I don't agree with the commander's strategy. forgive me, madame, but quite frankly, I think that the commander's strategy has rendered himself a dead man walking.
Let's not say that, my general.
The clerk and Napoleon are too afraid of the commander's power and influence that he has over the people in San Domingo, madame. I mean, to simply allow him to retire in peace? No, his strategy is lost on them, and they will find a way to take it.
If they take my husband, General, what will you do? Will you rescue him? Will you fight to rescue him?
If I can rescue the commander, madam, I will. But if I cannot, I will continue to fight this war. But I will not fight this war as the commander with two faces.
What do you mean, two faces?
He's one of secret negotiations, hoping that right will win out. And one of the most violent military opposition to those who seek to reinstate slavery. No, I will simply fight this war with a single face. And I believe that all of the other generals, including General Christophe, will join me. I will fight this war with a single face. A single face. I will fight this war with a single face. A single face.
My husband fought the war with a single face. A single face and right for all. Oh, my husband was desperately right. Did he understand what you seemingly could not understand? That you would not win, that right would not win out. This time, I remember the end. Like it was yesterday.
Suzanne, they've sent a letter from General Brunet. Perhaps it is at long last a response from Napoleon. To Commander Toussaint Louverture from General Brunet. On behalf of our esteemed General Emmanuel Leclerc, I'm requesting a meeting with you at my headquarters to discuss the details of the arrangements concerning the new duties of your generals. I expect you within the next 2 days. This is not from Napoleon. Unfortunately, it is not. It's from Leclerc, from Brunet, requesting me to meet him at his headquarters.
You cannot go. You cannot go, Toussaint. They will take you. You cannot go.
I must go. I must go. They would not dare imprison me.
Listen. You must tell them you are sick. You are tired. You cannot go. They will imprison you. I know they will.
Suzanne, I must submit. If I refuse this meeting, then I would have to flee from here. I'll have to leave this place and go to war once again. Suzanne, I cannot do that. Only as a last resort. Only if Napoleon refuses my last plea to him to send someone to replace Leclerc. Someone who will not disobey his orders and order the reenactment of slavery once again in San Domingo.
You know that Napoleon has ordered Leclerc to do just that. Oh, how can you be so naive, my husband? So trusting in human virtue, so ignorant of human nature. They are liars, Napoleon and Leclerc, and you know that. And they are jealous of you, your skill, and your power. Remember, in France, they are calling you the Black Napoleon. That alone stamps the signature on your death warrant.
Listen, I have kept and obeyed my part of the agreement completely. Now, if my strategy does not work, if it does not work, and if those in charge refuse my demand that my generals and my officers retain their command, and if Napoleon refuses my request, then he will see war again, war again. He'll see it resume, and with me at the helm.
Oh, my husband, you preach diplomacy. What makes you think that Napoleon will negotiate with you like he would with the kings of England and Spain? And what makes you think that after all that you have inflicted on their forces, that he's going to allow you to simply retire to your plantation in peace and allow your generals to retain their power and give freedom to a horde of violent, rebellious slaves? Besides, wait. Besides, he knows that you still have the trust and the allegiance of the people. He feels he cannot win as long as you are still alive. He cannot take back the colony. They will take you, Toussaint. What makes you think they will allow the Black Napoleon to remain free?
Suzanne, I must allow my strategy to work. I will go to the meeting. I will go to the meeting. I must go. Suzanne, you stay here. I must go to the meeting. Don't worry. We will fight. We will win. Ka'ara. We will win. I shall return.
They took you just as I feared that they would. And just as Mongo and Jessie and the spirits and everybody had said that they would. And they bound you like a common criminal. And they brought me and our whole family here in exile in France. And they got you in some dungeon somewhere. Oh, my husband, I got to quit reliving this nightmare. I have to keep hope alive that you are still alive. And I must keep writing to you, hoping that you receive my letters, especially now that I have such good news. This good news, our friends in Paris have written to us, Toussaint. And they say that our people are free. They say that we're one in San Domingo. They say that Jessie has led our people to a great victory.
Come, my mom.
Yes.
I have taken the torch for freedom from the hands of Toussaint, our brave capture leader. And I have lit the fire that will ravage over all of what's left of old San Domingo.
So you have, my general, so you have.
I have no regrets for what I have done, my mom. I have done what I needed to do for victory. So come, let us rejoice. We have every reason to celebrate.
Yes, my general, but first, join with me as I invoke the spirit of the great republic.
Yes, my mom.
Guide us, O leaders of old. Guide us as we rise up a new nation.
A new nation.
An independent nation ruled by her people who were once slaves.
We'll fix a flag on the highest mountain. A flag stripped of the white stripe of France. Farewell, France, forever. Farewell, San Domingo. For we are a free black people.
Free.
In a free land.
Free.
With a new name.
Yes.
And a new leader. I stand tall on the shoulders of Toussaint, father of the revolution. As Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Emperor of Haiti. Come on.
They say it was a painful but a wonderful victory. A wonderful victory, but painful.
Suzanne, there can be no victory without pain. Brave Dessalines did what he had to do. Our destiny for freedom was finally won under his hand. But the nationhood that he proclaimed was won by the glory and the honor of all of our people. Fierce warriors, freedom the mighty nation of France and won the only successful slave revolution in human history. The tree of liberty and freedom has arisen again, and its roots are strong, and it shall survive. For out of a colony of slaves has emerged a nation of free men. We are a free black people in a free land with a new name, Haiti.
Yes, we are a
Free black people in a free land with a new name, Haiti.
Farewell, France, forever!
Long live the nation of Haiti.
Farewell, France, forever! Long live the nation of Haiti!
We have won, Suzanne. Just as I said we would. We have won. Farewell, France, forever. Long live the nation of Haiti.
Oh, my husband, I know wherever you are, you know that we are one. You know our people are free.
Farewell, France, forever!
Long live the nation of Haiti! Thank you so much for coming. We love you all for being here. And we just wanted to take a few moments right afterwards to give you a chance to ask any questions. And also, we have a guest who has agreed to make some commentation. But her name is Marie Lives, and this is a special day for her. Stand up, Marie, because this is your birthday. Marie Lives is a playwright here in Tuskegee, and she has been so gracious to come and make a couple of comments on our play and on our birthday of all.
I couldn't celebrate a birthday any better than this. Ordinarily, a play of this caliber, very Shakespearean in the dialogue that is given, we'd have to go down to Montgomery. But we don't have to go to Montgomery because we've got it right here in Tuskegee. One of the things that I was pointing out in the last 2 days is that a play, a live action play that has an audience, you cannot beat that with a movie or any other kind of entertainment, but something where the audience interacts with the actors, the superb actors. And I was noticing the children. And when these handsome men came out in their uniforms, they were going, ah! And you kept their attention the entire time. And I think that this is what live theater is all about. You have a story that is historical in nature about a revolution in Haiti that lasted 12 years, but brilliantly portrayed in an hour and a half. And one of the ways that is interesting about how the story is told, it's not told by Toussaint, but Mrs. Toussaint. And Mrs. Toussaint goes back and forth between the now and the back in history. And the history is kind of stimulated by the music. And you notice that when she came back into the present in the play, you didn't have the music. So that it gave you, as an audience, kind of what they call the subliminal kind of thing when you knew where she was. Also, there was disclosure of some words that were actually spoken or written by Toussaint, that we heard from Toussaint. And then there were those who were not really existing people in history, like the gentleman that you see and Mrs. Toussaint, but the priestess, the voodoo priestess, who was representing all of the other people, and so brilliantly done. And so that you had character, each one had their own personality. Each one had their own fervor in terms of presenting how the story was told. And they not only told the story through words, but also their body language. And I must say, I've seen this play now twice before today, but I was sitting over there. And when Jessie came running out of here with his torch, I almost fell off my chair. So you don't need to be sorry. You're doing a good job. It's just that I knew that he's coming out of here. But when he actually came out, as I said, I almost fell out of my chair. I wasn't going to disclose that, but that's acting, fellas. Okay. So when I said the other two times, I said, this is really done through, and I used the word genius, and she said, no, don't call me a genius. Well, I called her a genius twice, so I'm not going to call you a genius today. I'm going to call you blessed with multiple talents and a passion. But I want to say to the young people, when God gives you a talent, then you have to work hard to develop it. She has been all over the world developing her talent in various theaters, working with various people in the theatrical arts. We know her as a dancer, as a playwright, as an actress, as a director, as an executive of this theater. She brings in artists. And I noticed when people were talking about the Armada coming to, they were looking at the picture. So they got the words, and that reinforced it. And this beautiful painting by Vincent Morgan, who's the artist for the Tuskegee Repertory Theater, I think is one of the, this should be in the, and also the costumes by her sister Clintonia are absolutely stunning. She did the Gentleman, right? And if she were doing the United States military today, they would be some sharp folks. So I won't keep you any longer, but to say that this has been brilliant, and I'm going home, I'm going to my computer, and I'm going to send an email with an attachment to the Tuskegee News, so that this will be in the Tuskegee News, hopefully on Thursday. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. We are lucky that we have in our cast a person who has been and worked with many of the mayors in Haiti through the World Conference of Mayors. Mayor John Ford is the founder and CEO of the World Conference, and they have worked with Haiti. And I asked him if he would please tell us something about what he's done with the mayors of Haiti.
Well, first, let's give Dyann and this great thank all of you so much for coming. Haiti is a great nation. About 4 years ago, the Haitian mayors came to the U.S. and asked for our help. And we went to Haiti in spite of our government say, do not go to Haiti. We went and we began training those 141 mayors in Haiti on emergency preparedness, and less than 2 months later, the terrible earthquake struck that country. Haiti already was in peril. We held a world conference of mayors meeting there because we wanted the world to see the plight of Haiti. And I want to say today on behalf of those mayors who are members of our conference, La Conférence Mondiale des Maires, thank you. Thank you, for many of you have donated to Haiti, and I urge you to continue to support the country. We're working with President Quentin and his commission in an effort working through the Haitian government to rebuild that great nation. Everywhere you go in Haiti, the spirit of Toussaint is still alive. When you arrive at Toussaint Louverture International Airport. The statues of him are amidst all over the country. And when you go to the Citadel, that great fortress built by General Christophe, you will see one of the wonders of the world. It compares with the pyramids and the Great Wall of China, built by the Haitian labor, built that great fortress. Fortunately, they didn't have to use it because the French surrendered prior to that. Haiti is a great nation, going through many challenges, but it is still a great nation. And I would urge you to continue to support Haiti. It is my dream that this production will one day be used as a fundraiser, sponsored by the government of Haiti, to help raise money and to tell the story of the Haitian people. Long live Haiti!
Thank you very much. We are so happy that you came. Are there any questions from any of our guests?
If I could just say something, Ms. Ross, on behalf of the Tuskegee Repertoire family, I'd like to give you these. Thank you. We've been struggling really hard to keep ourselves alive, as so many other theater organizations are, but it's so important for Tuskegee to have a theater company that presents things on the culture of the black peoples of the world. Yes. All aspects of that, and we must continue. We need your support. We need you to spread the word. If you know any really rich people, we need a sugar daddy. Okay, but we still prevail, and we still intend to keep doing whatever we do as best we can. And thanks to these are just 4 of my wonderful actors who are all members of my community, our community. As you see, we use the artists from this all comes from Tuskegee, Macon County, Alabama.